Hey, moron! Hey, moron! Dude! Look at me! I'm the waterboard, dude!
Hello, good people. Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. So let's get open for business here, and let's wake up the football gods. I went to bed a few hours ago contemplating my Dallas Cowboys YouTube life. And I said to my wife, I don't know if I can do this anymore. I said, I don't know if I can. I said, it's like I've never in my life seen anything so incredibly bad. I truly feel defeated. I saw this morning, and we're going to play this is, I feel you, Ceedee, on this. Obviously, everybody is looking to embarrass us, right? They have that opportunity. When they do, they try to put us out. We've had so much success over the last 3 years as far as regular season. It's starting to bite us right now. So for us, we got to find ways to gel together, play together, and finish things out. So with us, I mean, we've got to go out there and play hard, bro. We got to play for the guys lining up next to us, lining up to our left and to our right, and put them before yourself. It's so much selfishness as it's about being selfless. And I feel like at that moment, that's when we play better. Gel together, and everything we takes care of itself. You can't be selfish in a time like this. Everybody is hurting. Amen on that one. And that's where, I feel like we have 53 LLCs instead of one corporation. That it is every man for himself. It's Jerry Jones worrying about every dollar that he can literally get out of each and every one of us. It's Stephen Jones always trying to be like he's the smartest guy in the room. It's Micah Parsons and his podcast. And I'm going to say, sometimes in life, as a kid, you have the innocence of being a child and things and not having the responsibilities of being an adult. And at some point, you have to put away childish things and you have to grow up. Sometimes it ends up being that you've had a pampered life and everything was great because you'd come home and mom had dinner cooked. You didn't have to go out and buy groceries and fix it yourself or clean up the dishes. Oh, man. It was a travesty when she asked you to take out the trash. Oh, Mom, I don't want to take out the trash or cut the grass. Oh, I forgot. Y'all don't know nothing about cutting grass because everybody's got a lawn company these days. But you don't understand having to struggle. And, I remember when I came home from college, having a couple of years of, partying and hanging out and, not answering to anybody. When I came back from school, I said, I'll see y'all later. My dad said, where are you going? I said, out. He said, out where? I said, out. What time you going to be back? I may not be back. And my dad said, as long as you're living under this roof, I want to know where you're going to go and what time you're coming back, so I won't be worried. And I was like, psh, I'm out. A week later, I moved out because I was a grown-ass man. Yeah, got my freedom. And I was forced to grow up. And I didn't realize how great I had it being there. It's great times, you know. Mom have a nice pork roast. A beef roast on Sunday, and she had a pot of soup. Or she makes some chili. You know, I go down in the basement, and she got all the canned, you know, jellies and vegetables and everything else, right? You know, they got TV, so I didn't have to worry about paying for cable. You know, the lights were always on because they paid the bills. Now I got to do all that shit. I had to grow up. And I think Ceedee Lamb has gone through the harsh realities of having to be an adult. And I'm going to say I'm really proud of Ceedee Lamb because last year he didn't know how good we had it playing against Green Bay and had the hissy fit and said, I have to grow up. Well, when you get put into a situation like the Cowboys are right now, it's a harsh reality. It's cold out there. And he's 100% right. Everybody wants a piece of the Dallas Cowboys' ass. Everybody wants to stomp on your throat. Everybody wants to make you literally cry. And I feel that. And it's because we reap what we sow. Jerry Jones throwing in his face, everybody's face about AT&T Stadium and how great a venue it is. It's an outdoor, indoor stadium and stuff. And we can open the roof and open the doors, but we won't put a shade on it. The arrogance of Micah Parsons, you know, having his podcast and things, getting all the love and people seeing the big contracts that you get paid. Everybody sees the publicity. Hey, we just won 2 Super Bowls back to back. You know, look over here. Look over here. Hey, guys, we're holding up a trophy. Instead, they're over there talking about the Cowboys every day. See, the Dallas Cowboys are the rich kids that have everything. They have the money, the publicity, the status. You know, they go places. Everybody wants a signature and everything else. It's the poor kids that had to earn that shit. That when they get a chance, they're stealing your bike. They're punching you in the mouth. They want you to hurt. And right now, Leo taught me that on Saturday. Leo taught me that on Saturday. He went off on me. It was ugly. Ugly as shit. And I'm like, bro, slow your roll. It's like, No. You gonna take this shit. Listen to Ceedee Lamb.
Yeah, we were moving the ball up and down the field, but I feel like it's been our thing all season of not getting in the red zone and not scoring. Obviously, good teams do it, and we have been failing to do that. And it differentiates the score a lot.
How would you assess your relationship with Cooper Rush? It looked like there were a couple times there was a throw behind or just not on the same page the 2 games.
We missed 2 passes. I want to say that was as far as behind, but the rest were pretty good. I feel like he's going to be better. Throughout the, as the season goes and progresses, you could tell that he's gotten better from week 1 to week 2 for him as far as starting. So the confidence is there for him. Happy for him. Obviously, we're moving the ball, but at the end of the day, we still got to score. We still got to win the game.
You think that's a way to have more success to focus on?
Absolutely. The more we get involved with the game, we open up the offense for the running game. Obviously, for us, on the outside as receivers, we got to create lanes on the outside for the running backs. Excuse me. So when they do break, they have a big game, and then with that being said, we can complement them by having an explosive play, and then we get in the end zone. Unfortunately, we haven't been doing that, putting our pieces together. We don't really have it figured out right now, and that sucks.
Steve, you've not been through this really before, maybe your rookie year, but how do you cope with it?
It sucks, to be honest. I mean, it's not so much coping, it's moving on to the next one. I mean, you can't dwell on it. I mean, what happens in the past is now in the past. And we're going to go look at this film, correct what we need to, and man, we got to go out there and play better. Get in the end zone. We get in the end zone, we have a whole different conversation.
We've talked to you many times about leadership. We're in this losing streak, Dak's gone. What are you learning this season about leadership?
Obviously, everybody is looking to embarrass us, right? They have their opportunity. When they do, they try to, put us out. And we had so much success over the last 3 years as far as in the regular season. It's starting to bite us right now. So for us, we got to find ways. We got to find ways to gel together, play together, and finish this thing out. So with us, I mean, we got to go out there and play hard, bro. We got to play for the guy that's next. I mean, lining up next to us, to our left and our right, and then just put them before yourself. You know what I'm saying? It's not so much selfishness. It's about being selfless, and I feel like at that moment, that's when we'll play better, we'll gel together, and everything will take care of itself. I mean, we can't be selfish in a time like this. Everybody's hurting. Everybody's feeling bad about it.
So you have a mentality of you're trying to set an example with how you play out there, so everyone else is trying and things like that.
Man, absolutely, bro. Throughout the weeks, everybody knows, everybody on my team knows. I mean, I'm going through situations as far as with my body, but does that stop me from going out there and playing my heart out for these guys? No, absolutely not. So with that, man, I take pride in what I do. I take pride in my game, and I take pride in playing for the fans and everything in between. So with that, man, every week I'm not coming out here playing to lose. So whoever that is lining up in front of me, just expect the best out of me every single time.
Sorry, there's a lot of season left for you guys. 7 games, several practices left.
Right.
Apart from the wins and losses aspect of it, you can point to you guys can, as a team, as a locker room, as an organization, utilize this time even if there isn't necessarily a comeback of the offense. You can find the auxiliary.
It's not so much dwelling. I look at this as an opportunity of growth because I know it's going to be, like my rookie season, bro. We went 6-10. And I know every year after that it was pressure for everybody. So with that, I know that the world doesn't end this year. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, it didn't happen the way that we wanted to, but for us to come out here, and we got to learn from these things. We got to learn that obviously not scoring touchdowns in the red zone is going to kill us. We're going to lose games. Turning over the ball does not go with not getting first downs, moving the ball. So you can't really take all these steps back and expect to win. For us,
right.
as an offense, I feel like the defense at the first half, they played lights out. And quite honestly, I take it real personal for us to be the reason that we really losing in these blowout games, because if you look at it, granted, they giving up a lot of points, but, bro, we were scoring 9 points a game. And everybody should take accountability in that, myself included, because obviously I'm obviously the one here. And I wear that on my sleeve, and I know I got to get in the end zone. So for me, it's getting better at what I do in my craft and getting in the end zone for us.
Thanks, Ceedee. Tyler was talking about Dak being here. How much should that mean to you that Dak is here?
It means a lot, bro. It shows his selflessness, and that speaks volume of the person, the player, and the leader that Dak is. We appreciate him, and he knows that, and I'll see him again.
I feel bad for him. Hey, Vosh. I feel bad for him. So, if you're keeping track, Jake Ferguson was in concussion protocol. Zach Martin went out. Tyler Guyton was injured. And Tyler Smith looked like he got a high ankle sprain. It's just, we can't, I've never seen so many injuries. Just never have. Unfortunately, that's where we are here, guys. This team is about as bad as it can be. I'm going to hit the road And like I said, I don't know what to do at this point. It's just bad. I don't want to be a fair weather fan that's only here when things are good. That's being a punk ass bitch. That's being a cockroach, like I say to people. But this is it's just painful, man. I mean, it's just painful. I've never, ever, even at the 1-15, it didn't feel like it was this bad. Maybe it was so long ago that I've got revisionist history, but man, it's just bad.
So the victory for the road team, that means Mike McCarthy on the wrong end of it. He was asked about this most recent loss and about the future.
How do you explain? Can you explain any of this, or
explain it?
Yeah, any kind of.
I think the reality it's very frustrating. It's frustrating for everybody. Frustrating for the players. Frustrating for the coaches. I know it's it's disappointing for the fans. But we have a lot of moving parts going on, and we just have to be cleaner and more detailed in certain spots. We're not playing well enough, execute well enough, coaching well enough to overcome some of the mistakes we're making at critical times in the game. Just go even in the first half. We had some opportunities there to get some more points and didn't get it done. We just have to play cleaner in these tight spots, and we did not do that tonight.
Making coaching changes during the year, but we've seen a couple of teams do that this year. Do you ever see any wisdom in a change of voices in there coming from the top?
Well, I have made a change, and I've never I've made a change early and on a coach with Chad Gailey, and I've always regretted that. And I've made a change during the season, and I've regretted that. And so that's the music I'm listening to.
But respectfully, some of these things haven't changed, and so does that show a respect, or that you're listening to the voices? I mean, we're still seeing 12 men on the field. We're seeing the penalties. We're seeing a lack of tackling.
What's respectful or not respectful about that? It's not being respectful or not respectful. It's not disrespect to have more guys on the field, or jumping off sides, or getting a late hit. That's disrespectful, or disrespect has no place in that, and I'm not taking issue with it.
No, I hear you. It's just, I'm saying.
The hell?
Respect, no respect. I think everybody knows what's going to happen here, right?
Yes.
I mean, we're all grown-ups.
Yeah, and I think when you look at Mike McCarthy, he understands that too. But the one thing I did love about tonight was this team fought, and we talked about it at halftime. Sometimes you just don't have the guys. You just don't have the execution. They got behind, and they could have packed it in, and I don't feel like this team quit.
No, they didn't, and then it's one in it just madness where the ball gets knocked out, it gets scooped up, it gets knocked out again, and then you end up with a touchdown, and that's pretty much lights out. The tone was set, though, early on in a night where C.J. Stroud didn't have to be great because Joe Mixon was. When you look at the tape, what are you going to point out?
And so I want to talk about Joe Mixon being prevalent in the run game and the pass game in the first half. Here's going to be one of the early runs, and Joe Mixon is going to start front side here. The play is going to get stopped, so he's going to cut it back in between the tackles, but I want you to watch Tank Dell as he gets upfield, and he's going to seal Malik Hooker.
Hold up, the littlest dude out there?
The littlest dude out there, Mr. 150.
Love
and
it.
So as you see the play get up the field here, now Tank Dell's going to move, right? So when Tank Dell gets here, when you see him, Joe Mixon is now coming through the hole right here. Tank Dell is going to get up on Malik Hooker, which is going to allow Joe Mixon to press him and then get up the field. Now, as you watch this is how you get plays made on the second level. Joe Mixon cuts right off of Tank Dell's butt, and watch him explode and then get into the end zone. Now, the pass play was something I loved because they start with the play action to Joe Mixon. C.J. Stroud comes out here.
When you can run the football, play action works really good.
He's going to leak here to the flat, and he's going to get two blockers in front of him that get him started on this screen pass. Joe Mixon is going to attract all the attention, but after the play action pass, you're expecting C.J. Stroud to try to push the football down the field. Look at all the defenders getting upfield in their zone. But I want to show you something once again. As they get down the field, let's watch John Mechie. Let's watch another lineman down the field. As they get their blocks, that allows Joe Mixon to get here and then cut up and gain extra yardage. This is the team that understands what they're trying to accomplish.
2 grabs for 44 yards, so all told over 150 scrimmage yards for Mixon in this game. Now, it's crazy, speaking of disrespect, to put it this way, but this felt like the beginning of a get-right stretch for Houston.
Yeah.
And I understand that they're reeling a little bit. Joe Mixon talked about shutting the doors, taking the coaches out, and saying after they lost to the Jets in Detroit, whatever they needed to button up. All right, we got a chance here against the Cowboy team that's reeling, and then a couple division opponents that aren't very good. But looking down the road, I'm going to ask you the same thing I asked Joe and Troy. We know who the top of the AFC is.
Yes.
This is a playoff team, but are they a...
Yeah. We're not even talked about anymore. It's literally rock bottom, people. And I don't know where to go from here. Not looking forward to the Dan Saleo show tomorrow. I'm just there for comic relief, just the whipping boy. And trolls, have at it. Have at it. There's no defense for this. And the only thing I can hope for is that Jerry Jones feels worse than I do. Peace out.